What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And we witnessed a lot of action in the market, especially from the pharma space. And we also saw a lot of action that is happening post earnings. So, the first stock that you can see over here, Dodla Dairy, the stock was up 20%, hitting an upper circuit after reporting stronger than expected earnings. Hatsun Agro, another name from the dairy sector, are reporting spectacular numbers, and tomorrow we are going to have more set of numbers coming in from a lot of companies, and the earning season has begun. Now, before I start the episode, one very important thing that you need to know is Infosys has lowered its guidance for the remaining for the next quarter and for the remainder of the next year. Infosys ADR is down 10% in America, and that means that Infosys and a lot of IT stocks could have weak openings. However, Coforge was a name that had good results from the IT pack, but IT could drag Nifty down, and whatever Nifty is going to do in terms of its overall performance is going to be a lot dependent on what IT does. So Infosys is definitely going to be on everyone's radar, and I think a lot of long positions will be trapped with this. So be very cautious when you trade IT. Infosys has a very bad ADR performance right now. As of now, this is it was down 16% at one point of time, highest single day fall for the share, and currently it's down 10-12%. But it's very weak numbers, weak set of numbers from Infosys, meaning weaker guidance. Now, for those of you who don't know what guidance is, every quarter when company announces earnings, they give a guidance for the next quarter because stocks are always priced in terms of future earnings, and that is a red flag for Infosys particularly because they've lowered the guidance. Now, coming on to the stocks that we had on the watch list for today, I'll just quickly open the green list. A lot of stocks did extremely solid action. So APL Limited, the first one on the list, did fantastic. I mean, 7.5% up. Glenmark Life Sciences up 5%. Bank of India up 3.5%. ITC up 2.8%. Grasim 2%. Sun Pharma also, I think, was up 2% at one point of time. And the other names were kind of laggard. They didn't really trigger an entry, but a lot of these were tradable. So Grasim, I personally traded. Sun Pharma, we try to trade in the community. However, there was some choppiness in the morning and we got out before the big move came in. But that was a bummer. But apart from that, solid action again witnessed in the markets. We have taken a position in Ashok Leyland and LNT to carry for tomorrow. That's a disclaimer. And with that being said, let's quickly start off with the stocks that we're going to be watching out for tomorrow. So the first one definitely is from the Pharma pack, and that is Aurobindo Pharma, creating a nice base, taking out this entire range of prices, which was, the high that was created on September 2021. And now I think the stock is ready with the entire sector being ready to spike. That's the first stock on the radar. Lupin is another stock. So both Oro and Lupin look fantastic, in my opinion. I think both of them could surge tomorrow with the pharma index doing exceptionally well. So it's a no-brainer. Lupin and Oro Pharma, from an intraday perspective, from a BTST perspective, I think they're going to be fantastic. Next up is Indigo. Now, this is a name that I'm interested in for one reason. So the structure is not entirely perfect, but what I could see is there was a lot of activity in terms of foreign travel that has been diverted from China to Southeast Asian countries where Indigo dominates the space. So that is the reason there could be good numbers expected from Indigo when its earnings come, I think, in the next 15 to 20 days. And that could be probably one reason why the stock could face some bullishness. And the other thing is we have seen good institutional activity in Indigo. So keep this on your radar as well. Next up is Gas Authority of India Limited. Now, this is something that could be ready to spike day after tomorrow or maybe the next week. The reason is very simple. NTPC was given a double upgrade by Goldman Sachs, added to the conviction list. So, GAIL, NHPC, NTPC, PFC, REC, all are structural renewable energy plays in companies which are mostly PSUs, undervalued, a very good set of growth expectations coming forward. Even Suzlon is in my list today. I think it's making a spectacular structure. I think a lot of them would be very interesting to watch for tomorrow. So this is another name that I'll be tracking. Next up is MCX, a very nice structure after a gap down, based on some regulatory disagreements with SEBI. But now I think the stock is ready to start moving higher. The stock has underperformed quite a bit, and it has a lot of opportunity. With the current activity, earnings are probably coming on Friday, which is 21st of July. and that is tomorrow, I think. And I think there could be solid action in MCX as well. Since there are earnings, I mean, I think you should be a little cautious. Now, LT is the next name. I think we had discussed this stock previously, on stocks to watch from the previous episode. Today, we took an entry in this towards the closing, and the company's announced a buyback today. Post market, and that's going to be really positive for the company, and they're also considering a special dividend. So I think all of those things could play out really well for LT, just Larsen Tubro, something to be on radar. Next up is Linde India, and Linde India is very, very nice. Another green hydrogen play. And the stock has created a wider base, so this is not recommended to trade immediately, but I think a play of this base for a swing trading or a positional trading opportunity can definitely be explored. So Linde India on radar. Now, Suzlon looks fantastic. I think it's an eye candy. After coming out of such a big base, Suzlon has finally shattered, all the supply, and now it is ready for another upside move. What I like to see is declining volumes in the in times of a consolidation, and you've seen like a slight spike today. So I think this is going to be really interesting to watch for tomorrow. So Suzlon again is going to be on the radar. Fortis, we've discussed hospital stocks multiple times. High volume spike today. Nice contraction, consolidation into a tight range. I think this could do well as well. No brainer. IOB is another name from the banking space. It has created a bigger base and now it's creating like a smaller term base. Probably not ready for a move tomorrow, but I think this definitely should be on your radar in terms of banks. So last time I told you Bank of India, this time it's IOB. Next is Aavas Financials. So this is a stock that shouldn't be traded from an intraday perspective because it's kind of illiquid, but the structure that it is creating currently with the volume activity on the left side that we can see, I think there could be continuation and about 10-15% move can be expected. So this is also something that I'll be watching out purely from a swing trading perspective. Now, IRFC is one of the most interesting names that I can see, and there are two reasons for that. So RVNL spiked up today, and there were a bunch of other railway companies that did really well. IRFC is been creating like a tight pace over here. I think this could explode until 40 rupees in the coming few weeks, I guess. And I think this could be a good opportunity to keep like a 5-6% stop loss and aim for like a 20% move in this stock. So IRFC is very, very good. I'll probably create a position in this, a starter position, and then maybe add into the strength. So very, very interesting looking stock. Another very interesting name is Rights. Now, Rights has created a very, very, very nice base, right? So this has created a very nice base, and now there are two things that could happen. Either it immediately spikes up from here, and that is a very high likelihood, or otherwise it just sits here, consolidates a little bit, and then starts to move. So I'm going to be a person who's going to try to trade both of them. So if I take a trade here, it fails, it's okay. But then the next time it kind of creates a consolidation and then spikes, I think that's going to be phenomenal. So you could see the volume activity over here, right? So very, very nice spikes of volume. And this is also another name which has been doing extremely well. So post its IPO in 2018, it created a massive IPO base, and then it's created another base on top of that. So I think there's going to be lots of money to be made in Rights. Even from an investment perspective, I think if you kind of invest in this, I think it's going to give you good returns. Again, a disclaimer: please consult your own financial advisor for investing advice. But this is good according to me and according to what I think. Another very interesting name is Poonawalla FinCorp. Very good activity, nice contraction. I think this is going to be exploding tomorrow, and I think that's pretty nice, right? And financial services did extremely well today. So that is another name, and Welspun Industries, another stock that I think is ready to get, to explode. Not ready completely, but I think for a value entry could be ready. Now, entire Welspun group, Welspun Industries, Welspun Corp, Welspun Investments, all of them are getting ready to explode. So the entire group is doing good. Another group is, I think, I forgot the name, but I think that is also going to be, Ratan Power. Yeah, so Ratan Power India and Ratan Industries. Both of them, I think, are getting some institutional activity. So keep a watch out on that. Last up is East India Hotels. I think we discussed about this stock yesterday also. This didn't really move today, didn't really trigger an entry, but I think this is very much ready to explode. Now, ITC is demerging their hotel business, right? And that is the reason ITC was up today. And ITC is probably going to demerge after Reliance did Geo Financial Services and Reliance. ITC is about to demerge its hotel business because hotels hotels are currently running at peak. So that could be like a catalyst, an indirect catalyst that could be played in East India hotels. But I think the structure is really nice, and there could be some good trading opportunities. Yeah. So that's it from the Stocks to Watch episode for today. If you're new here, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting on the channel. It helps me get motivated to create more such videos for you. And if you are, being helped from my analysis, please let me know in the comment box. And I wish you a very nice trading day tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye, and take care.